John, welcome back to Bike Social. You've had a couple of weeks off now since your last TT. Looking back, reflecting on it, what are your thoughts on it? Was it enjoyable? Was it not? Just talk to us about it.
To be fair, I mean, you know, there's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster ride. To be fair, it's been up and downs, and you know, but yeah, the basic thing, we all went back and we all got on track and been away for a couple of years, and it was, you know, my bikes went really well, the team worked really well, and every sort of practice session I went out, I came back, my 600 finished both races, you know, 5 races that I started, I finished 5. Results were honest, you know, 5th and a couple of ninths on the Stocker and the senior, so, but yeah, it was hard, it was a hard slog in a lot of ways. I don't want to sound like diva-ish or I didn't have a good time or anything like that. I loved being in that TT paddock again. You know, I thought the paddock atmosphere was amazing. The fan zone was amazing. All the bikes looked fantastic. The atmosphere was incredible. The practice week, I've never seen so many people out on the track. So, you know, there's tons of positives. All of it. You know, just a little bit difficult. A lot of people wanting a piece of you, which sometimes gets a little bit frustrating at times. But that's the monster we've created. Everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody wants to know what we're all up to. And everybody got that, I think. You know, I think the coverage has been epic. But yeah, it was hard. You know, we practiced Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Practice lap Saturday morning, race Saturday afternoon before we got a break. So it was pretty tough. And for an fat old 50-year-old fellow like myself, it was I was blowing a little bit. But yeah, no, it's, you know, apart from the obvious downs of the TT, the ups for me were really positive, and I never thought I'd ever get flagged away at #1 again, and with a gold-plated bike with cool bits on it, and pictures, and special exhaust pipe, and special leathers helmet. Everything was really special and quite emotional at times. But yeah, no, it was good. I think we did a solid job, you know.
Those 3 years away that you had, did it make you appreciate it a little bit more when you went back on that first practice lap out?
Do you know what? I didn't know what to expect. Everybody was just chomping. Everybody was so excited to get there. Everybody, you know, the weather turned out okay for that first practice on the afternoon, and we're all like, you know, let's get stuck in, straight on the big bike. But honestly, it was a massive rude awakening. It was like, oh my God, you know, just the things are 220 horsepower plus, you know, went through a speed trap 199 mile an hour or something. So honestly, it just took a little bit of getting dialed into. It was a bit like scary to start with, and all them obstacles and things were flying past that quick. It just took me a while to get me eye in, and you know, I was thinking, oh, I've got the most experience here, it might just come a little bit easier to me, but it didn't. It took a while, and I thought everybody did a good job. You know, like first night the 124s and 5s, and then it went 26s, 20, you know, then it went up in progressions, and everybody treated it with a lot of respect when they got there. Nobody went flying out of the traps, and you know, everybody, like I say, treated it with respect, and yeah, it was good. Yeah, it's what I expected. I didn't, you know, I probably overthought a lot of my TT. Probably overthought a lot of it. I should just, you know what, get on with the bloody job, ride the motorbike. I know what I'm doing, but I was a bit nervous, a bit tentative, a bit steady on my first laps, and woke up a little bit as the race went along. But it's, yeah, it was challenging at times, but it's weird. You look forward to it so much, you get there and it all starts, and then you're like, what am I doing here? And then as soon as I got on the ferry coming home and just seeing the Isle of Man disappear, it was like, it's quite sad really to see it disappear into the distance, and thinking, well, it's only another 50 weeks before we can come back.
What was so difficult about the 2 weeks for you? Was it everybody wanted a piece of you? Was it, I don't know, maybe feeling a little bit, I wouldn't say underprepared, but like you just said there, that you overthought it, or what was it?
Maybe. I stacked loads of pressure on myself, you see, so I expect a lot from me all the time. I suppose when I was doing a bit of winning, I was hell bent to win, you know. 2007, 8, 9 I won, 10, 11 I won, you know, 12 we won. It's just, and it's hard, you know. You get used to reading P1, P2 on your board, then you read P10, P9, P11, you're like, not really where I want to be. But a lot of the times it was where I was always going to be, really, you know. I'm never going to be at any higher, so that was a difficult bit, accepting the fact that I probably wasn't going to be able to win, but put my mind to it, and we've got a few ideas for next year if we do it, that we can tidy a few things up and hopefully we'll be a bit more competitive, you know.
What was it like being back in that factory Honda environment? It felt like you seemed like you had gone back home again.
I loved it. You know, working with that Honda team, I've had so much success with them, and I took it. You take it for granted how good it is for you. You know, when I ran my own 600 team, and it was hard. You know, I'd forgotten about a bigger tank. I'd forgotten about a tank cap. I'd forgotten about a radiator guard. Just little stupid little things like that you just take for granted when you're in a factory team, that it's all done for you. You know. I would just rock up in my camper, and all I had to worry about was make sure my jacks were down and my camper was level. But you don't realise, I've realised now more, and I've respected them a lot more and understood it a lot more when I've ran my own Ducati team for 2 years and my own 600 team. But honestly, the bikes are prepped mint, everything's mint, your tyres are on your racks, everybody knows what they're doing. Such a professional outfit, and yeah, dead proud and dead humbled really to be accepted to back into there. You know, they didn't, in a lot of ways, they didn't sort of need to give me another chance, but they did. You know, they gave me another shot, and I think, you know, everything's gone back to normal again. You know, you know, everybody's put the faith back in Honda. You know, Honda did a solid job. You know, the bikes are good, the bikes are reliable, and that's all they can do. And you know, we get a proper rider on a Honda, maybe see what the bikes are capable of doing. But and Glenn as well, my teammate. I mean, 329.8. It's under the radar. It's gone. But honestly, to thread a superbike through them lanes to average just 130 mile/hour off the charts, it's unreal. Fair play to him. He's a freak.
Did that surprise you?
Yeah, he went faster than I did, and I've done a lap or two around there. And I know how fast I was going in that first race. I thought, well, he's gone faster. But you know, it shows if you do your homework and you're in the right environment, in the right team, right people around you, and you're confident in what you're doing, that's what you can achieve. You know, it would be hard to pull a bike out of the back of your Transit van and go around 129.8. You know, he's got the might of Honda around him, and in a couple of years' time, he'll be an absolute force to be reckoned with. But I'd like to think I've helped on that, helped him out a little bit, best I can. You know, I enjoyed working with him. I enjoyed working with the team. I enjoyed working with Harvey. Me and Harvey Beltram have worked on and off together since I started puberty. I think a long time ago. You know, 98, 99, something like that. So, but it's really special. And you know, Ewan in the team, my boy, Maisie's growing up. She enjoys it. You know, the wife, she enjoyed being at the TT again. So it's not just me; it's a family thing, and you know, we're a solid unit, and you know, we all got together and did a decent job.
When I was there, I noticed that you were like God over there. The amount of people that wanted a piece of you. Did that get a little bit to you, that you couldn't really spend a lot of time with your family or taking a bit of time for yourself?
Yeah, it did. It did frustrate me at times, and again, I don't want to sound like, oh, you go through the paddock and somebody this, that, chat, and you sort of lose your train of thought. It's sometimes nice to have a sit with your bike and chat with the team, but I couldn't just sit with my bike and have a yarn with the team. But the fans were from New Zealand, South Africa, they were from Belgium, Holland, China, they were flipping Koreans. It was unreal. But yeah, that's the little bit you've just got to take on the chin, you know. The nice bit, I get really lovely comments. You know, oh, I watched your race here. Or you know, fair play. You know, good to see you back. Good to see you back with Honda. You know, your 100 start. Blah blah blah. So there's tons of positive, lovely comments. And when you've been asked the same question 300 times, it's like sometimes a bit frustrating. But I don't know. We had the Bennett's do, we had the Showy do, and Monster people were there. You know, Ty Woffenden was there. Greg Hancock, a couple of heroes of mine, World Speedway champions. Petter Solberg, them drifter kids. The Crown Prince of Bahrain was there. You know, he's a big hitter with his yacht. So Stefano Domenicali, Gerhard Berger. People love the TT. And why they love the TT? Because it's just an incredible experience. There's nothing like it. you know, I was putting a helmet on every day and finished all the races. So, you know, there's so much more. Yeah, a couple of little bits are frustrating that you get dragged from pillar to post, but I'm not. If that's the only problem, then that'll do me.
Last question then before we let you get home. It's probably a question that you're going to expect me to ask, but
Retirement.
yeah. What's the plan for John McGuinness after this? Have you sat and thought about it? Are you just going to carry on? What's the plan?
The plan is just have a little bit more time to have a think about it. Have a chat with Honda. Have a chat with the family. I want to race for another 10 years. Don't get me wrong, I want to race forever. I know that's probably not going to be possible, but you know that I was going around at 100, 130. I held my head high. I held my own. So you know, if I want to have another go, why not? You know, there's nothing to stop me having another go. I'd love to. It's a weird thing to, you know, like careers, and well, it's not a career to me. It's not a job. It's not a retirement. It's not as I worked down pit and got to 65 and I've had to retire. I've just been on a journey of happiness riding bikes. It's not. I don't want to say I'm retiring because I haven't had a job. You know, it's just been a joy. But I know people have said, "Oh, I've retired," and they've come back. You always look a bit of a dick when you say I'm retiring. That's it. I'm done now. And then you ride again. You just have a sit back. And I'm going to go to Classic TT, so I'm going to be back on the mountain circuit, ride that pattern, and then work a bit of a plan out, you know. And if I don't ride at the TT, I'll definitely be there in some shape or form, and even if it's in the bar or in the gutter with a beer in my hand, I don't know. But you know, I wouldn't walk away from it. I stay involved in the industry and the sport for sure. But, at the minute, I want to still carry on. That's what I want to do.
Well, let's be fair. If you do stop riding, you can still become a brickie. So.
Well, I passed my HGV licence in January, so and I get the belly's coming for a truck driver. Right? So my truck was on Top Gear the other night with Paddy driving it. So there's always, well, I got my trowel and I got my licence, so I'll always earn a few quid.